Alright, so I'm just gonna do a quick video and just give a general idea of how I play this game. Gnosia is a pretty fun game. I've been having fun. I think I spent around 20 hours at this point, but let me just give y'all a quick run to show you how I typically play. 169, what a nice number. So really does depend on your stat distribution. Oh, I do not know how to show my own stats. There we go. Nice. I've never done that actually. I barely looked in the menu. But right now I'm pretty much at the late stage of the game. I've already beaten it, but just to give a general idea of what my stats are looking like beforehand. I won't go into explanation for each stat because I'm assuming you already have the game and you can just look at it yourself. But yeah, I'm not about to do all that. Let's just get into actual meat and potatoes. So what I like to do is, if I'm playing a crew row, I like saying say you're human first. And sure, it might not show me, the player, who is Gnosia and who isn't, but there's a good chance that one of the stronger crew members may be Comet, Gina, or Eureka. If one of those three typically can suss out at least one Gnosia off of this. And then I just typically just wait, you know, send out guard duty. Like I personally like seeing all the chips on the table first. And I reveal myself. Now you can't really do this early on in the game because you'll kind of get told to shut up more often than not if you try to dominate a discussion hard. Which is why I never use doubt or anything of that sort. So yeah, voting. Day one votes are typically just based off of vibes. It's just the simplest way to put it. There's not really much more explanation I can give than that. So for example, let me just see. Alright. There's an AC in here, no bugs, so I don't have to worry about finding a bug per se, but that's something that's very, very important. I have lost enough games just because I forgot about the bug that I always check. Now, assuming that I'm not somehow Gnosia, Gina is either AC or Gnosia. Now the game is I gotta figure out if Rakio is gonna be Gnosia or Eureka is Gnosia. If Eureka is Gnosia, this game becomes a lot harder, but not impossible. My main thing is keeping one of them alive, because Rakio instantly just gets voted off. Gina probably got saw through if she is Gnosia or just AC though, because she has a very low performance stat. So I feel like I can vote her and she's gonna get voted out. Ooh, Xiaoming. Okay, I called it. Now, assuming that she is Gnosia here, I can also assume Setsu, Remnen, and there's one more, and Atome aren't Gnosia. This is based off of just assumptions. There's more information I could get from this, but I'm not gonna dig too deep just yet. This is gonna be very useful come day 3. I just upvote, yeah. Here, throwing a little logic. We just chilling. We just hang out with whoever. Personally, I like the vibes of Comet. And so what I like to do as an engineer in this situation is that I pick one of the doctors to investigate. If I find out one's Gnosia and the other one isn't, cool. I know which one to go after and which one to protect. I don't have to worry about Karushka just killing me off rip, because when you have a high stealth stat, the creature called Karushka doesn't care about your stealth. She just goes purely off of vibes. But since she's confirmed crew, I don't have to worry about trying to get her out early. Jonas is also another character I don't like having around, because he is a wild card in like all the wrong ways. Like, I love wild card characters, but he's like a bad wild card 99% of the time. Now let me go investigate Yuriko. And this game just got a whole lot harder. So, reason why I want to say this game got harder is not just because Yuriko has arguably the best stat line in the entire game. She's also going against Rakio, who has some of the worst stats in the game. Both of them are claiming Doctor. Rakio is the Doctor, Yuriko isn't. Voting out Yuriko will be nigh impossible. Unless I catch her basically slipping. That's good. That means that Yuriko is definitely Gnosia. Gina was the AC, so now I know that information. I know that there's 2 Gnosia out there that haven't been detected yet. But this is actually a strong position for the Gnosia, because I have to figure out who is Gnosia based off of like what little information I have. So I'm gonna look back at day 1. Rakio is smart voting for, well, Yuriko is smart voting for Rakio off rip. I could actually get voted out here too, off of vibes. I don't know. Shigemichi got voted by 3 people, so he wouldn't be a bad vote to be voted off. Alright. This is actually a very rare opportunity for me to go against Yuriko, so I'm gonna use block argument instead of seek agreement. But I don't know. I want to get the conversation going against Yuriko first and see where it goes. Yeah. So since I have a pretty high stat line, I can pretty much do stuff like this. Now in this situation, I'm being sussed, which makes sense because even though I'm engineer, going by Jonas's logic, which he has a lot of, but he doesn't make use of it at all, it seems pretty cut and clean that I'm probably Gnosia if the other engineer isn't. We probably didn't factor in that she's possibly AC. So I just use regret, and all of a sudden everyone just says, oh no, he can't be evil. Just make a little woo face and yeah, you're good. So I also like to make small talk a lot, because even though I have a high stealth stat, it's always good to just keep yourself alive. Like, stealth is like a weird stat in my opinion, where it's important, but it's like very low key, which makes sense. It's stealth, but you don't realize how useful stealth is until you start getting murdered in the mid game. Like, you're not gonna upgrade stealth until like probably loop 50, and then you realize how important it actually is. Now the stats you get from stealth aren't really anything good in my opinion. Actually, I'll probably just go over this real quick. Yeah, this, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. It's not that good. It's effective, but it's not that good. You're better off just using regret, because you're going to get more people to side with you. And then when you have people side with you, they're not going to vote for you. This makes people not think about you, but they still might end up voting you. Especially if you have someone charging hard after you. Now, Shigemichi's getting sussed out. So I know Yuriko is Gnosia, Her throwing Shigemichi underneath the bus is probably her best move because she is the second most obvious Genosha. But Shigemichi exists, so she can easily just throw him under the bus and all of a sudden she doesn't get voted out today. Meanwhile, I still have 2 more Genosha to find. Oh, fuck. This is tough. This is absolutely tough. So there is a good chance that Sha Ming and Comet are the Genosha here. Just purely off the votes. But I'm not sure. Honestly, Eureka would have won this if she didn't vote for me and vote for Shigemichi instead. But then again, Shigemichi voted for Sha Ming, so yeah, hypothetical world, don't dwell on stuff too much. So I have to go for Eureka. I don't like using doubt, but yeah. Alright, now, using logic, we know that Yuriko is Genosha, from my perspective. Everyone else probably doesn't really 100% sure. But, Shigemichi, Sha Ming voted for Shigemichi. Kind of a sus angle, because typically Genosha doesn't vote for each other. Unless it's either Yuriko or Sha Ming. Sha Ming has done it before. I've seen him do it before. He even threw me under a bus before, and we ended up winning the game. Absolute cinema. Chippy doesn't typically do that either. So I'm assuming Sha Ming and Chippy are the ones that are Genosha here. But it's easier to go for Chippy than Sha Ming. Sha Ming can easily just live for another day using Grovel. Well, how do I say this? Chippy is pretty easy to get. Like, I genuinely believe if once I report him, he's going to be basically done in. So I just have to defend basically the obvious ones. And yeah, these guys are just going to... I mean, let's be real, it's probably Sha Ming too, but let me actually just put the blame on Chippy and then people are going to jump after him. Chippy is a weak character. Like, genuinely one of the weakest characters in the game. So when you're in the late game, you can basically just suss him out like that, like directly. Oh my goodness. Shigemichi gets voted out? Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Maybe he is Genosha. I mean, I could be wrong. I didn't investigate him, so who knows. I have seen Comet team up before and be Genosha, but I'm just going to take the bet that Sha Ming is the other Genosha. Yep. There we go. Yeah, you can figure a lot of stuff out just using votes. And the GA definitely came up big. Once again, small talk, and we just chill. And here is where one of the best skills in the game comes out. Retaliate. This is what Eureka is going to do to you every single time you try to go at her directly. Watch. With a simple maneuver, I get the entire crew to turn on this one man. Yeah, that skill that Sha Ming just used, I just scrolled by really fast, but let me just see if I can pull it up. I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but this skill right here very effective, but it it's effective in a way of it makes people kind of forget about you, but it doesn't get rid of like people's sussing of you, if that makes any sense. Like, it throws them off the trail, but they can easily get back on it. Meanwhile, regret, I genuinely believe, is one of the strongest abilities in the game if you're Gnosia. Like, the amount of times characters like Krushka, Otome, and SQ get away with actual murder with regret is insane. Like, those characters, sometimes you just have to get a definite enemy on them just to get them out. But Chippy, once again, is the weaker of the two because he doesn't have any insane skills when it comes to defending himself. And Seek Agreement is just strong, but okay. I probably should explain this. Seek Agreement is my personal bread and butter because I like to use it since doubt and refute and like just cover are very obvious. They may put you at the forefront of a conversation because you're the one initiating it. Meanwhile, Seek Agreement is like you're basically being an instigator, and instigation is the best way to get what you want in this game. You're never the first person for a conversation. You typically want to be the second or third. If you can wait to be a third person in a conversation against someone, you're typically just gonna win. Genuinely, the best skill in the game, in my opinion, is Seek Agreement, because that's just my personal bread and butter. Block Argument is also really good when you, once again, but this is super late game, don't get me wrong. Block Argument is really effective if you are going in like a 50-50. Like, you're not sure if people are going to agree or disagree. But Seek Agreement, typically, if you have a high charisma, logic, and all those good old stats, you can easily just get an entire lobby against one person with relative ease. Also, look at what Xiaoming just did. He just threw Chippy under the bus to save his own skin. You love to see it. Yeah, he's just cooked. I mean, Xiaoming is also gonna be cooked, but it is what it is. Yeah, I just talked to him for the love of the game. GA is going crazy. Oh my goodness, Guardian Angel, we love you. Let me just double check. No bug. So, just to give a little quick look over, Gina is the AC. Yuriko was Gnosia. Chippy was Gnosia. Xiaoming is Gnosia. And one of these lovely ladies is GA. Basically, all the cards are set, and we're just waiting for whatever happens to happen. I'll do a Gnosia game after this, though. And see, I don't want to suss out Stella here, because I feel that she's human. There's 3 Gnosia, 2 of them are already out. I know who the other Gnosia is. She isn't an AC because Gina stepped up to be engineer, and she was a human. So logically, from my perspective, this is why she's not a definite human, because it's only from my perspective. She is definitely crew, but she's just confused. It is what it is. So instead of using retaliate, I just use regret, and all of a sudden the entire lobby joins my side. And just like that, Comet susses out Xiaoming, I use Seek Agreement, and the entire lobby turns on him. He's gonna do it again, but we can just wait. Oh, he steps to me, and I just use retaliate, and he just dies. He just dies. Genuinely, just disappears. We can just use Seek Agreement as well. And yeah, he's cooked. Because not only did he bring attention to himself, but he went against the worst person in the room to do that. Because I have Retaliate. And the only 3 characters that has Retaliate is me, Yuriko, Setsu. Rakio also has Retaliate, but she really doesn't have anything to retaliate with. She's just a Reddit moderator with no actual power. And just like that, that is a GG. I'm not gonna play with Bug, just so you all know, because I'm terrible with Bug, and this is just to be more of an informational kind of thing, so people can get a general vibe of how other people play. But yeah, Gina was the AC, Yuriko was Gnosia, Shigemichi got voted out based off of vibes, Chippy, Gnosia was pretty obvious, Xiaoming was also Gnosia, and Stella put up a generational performance as Guardian Angel, going back to back. Yep, yep, yep. That's my girl. That's my girl. Absolutely beautiful. Now, let me just explain one more time how my thought process was with this one. Oh, I should probably go to discussion logs on this. So, first thing I like doing is try stating you're human. Some people don't claim to be human to be safe. Yuriko doesn't claim to be human very often. It's like a 50-50. She doesn't do it when she's Genosha, which is very weird because she has a high enough performance stat where she can actually just straight up lie. Don't I believe she just doesn't lie because she doesn't want to put forth the effort. And Karushka is, yeah, she just throws that out. Guard duty gets that suit cleared, and this is actually really important because I hate both of these characters. Not literally, but in a sense of dealing with them. Since they're both guard duty, it makes life way easier. Now I get the doctor step up, and it's like, okay, it's either Yuriko or Rakio. And then I get engineer out. Gina is, yeah, as you can tell, when I revealed my role, Gina immediately got sussed out by 3 people. She is a very weak AC, very weak Genosha as well. Strong crew, but how do I say it? Her best role is guard duty, 100%. Stella figured out I wasn't sus, and that was fair. And yeah, this is where I figured out that Gina was AC because both doctors cleared her for being human. Alright. And now just go to keep on going down. Eureka was sussed out by Setsu, but she wasn't gonna get voted out that early. Oh wait, did she get voted out? Nah, Shigemichi got voted out based off of just pure vibes. Yep. And the conversation is just basically us going in circles. Oh, we did actually vote her out here. Okay. Yeah, this is where the vote was. The day 2 vote. Where I honestly thought Shigemichi was going to get voted out. And I believe I said something that just changed the tide. When you have high stats, you can basically just influence conversations pretty strong with Seek Agreement. And voting out Yuriko is tough. Absolutely tough. Because this, it might be like, oh, well, you got 9 votes on her. No, I only had 4 votes on her. It just so happened to be the other 5 just so happened to just vote her based off of what I was saying. It could have easily just been Shigemichi got voted out by one other person for the love of the game. Like Stella decided to vote out Shigemichi Ramnan or anyone else that voted for Xiaoming. Heck, if Eureka was a little bit smarter, she would have voted for Shigemichi and she probably would have won day 2. Just that easily. It's just that the revote was the one where we really was able to lock in. And then Shigemichi just got voted based off of vibes. Now let's go over day 3. So yeah, day 3, I got Chippy as Genosha. I don't really push that hard. Like, I want to push hard, but Doubt, how do I say it? Doubt is a very weak ability. Like, see how I just doubt Chippy right here, and all of a sudden it's just like Shigemichi still gets voted out? Because Doubt and Cover are basically, I wouldn't say just terrible, but you don't want to be using those. You don't want to drive a conversation, you want to steer it. That's a lot of this game. A lot of this game is about being subtle. Also, I get a collab with Comet. By this point, I sussed out Xiaoming and Chippy. Well, Chippy was already investigated, so I know he was Genosha. And I just voted out Xiaoming because I think it was his day 1 vote that gave it away for me. Not the day 1 vote. It was definitely the day 2 vote. And then the re-vote that really gave him away. Xiaoming has definitely thrown his teammates underneath the bus, but I also feel like it's based on like how much he values them. Like Xiaoming values Yuriko more than he values Chippy, which is why in the other conversation, he was willing to just throw Chippy underneath the bus. Might be because he's a dude, also could be because he's a dude that's trying to become a cat. And yeah, then he just gets sussed out. Because he really can't do much at that point. He's the sole Genosha left, and he is the second weakest in those 3 when it comes to conversation. Which, no offense, Chippy, if you took out his tongue, would probably be better as in conversation. He's genuinely one of the worst characters in the game. It's just that he's like a bad kind of average, where he doesn't really do much or stand out. He just shows up, loses, and doesn't explain himself. But at the same time, this crew would have been better off if Yuriko didn't claim Doctor and Chippy was Doctor instead of Yuriko. But if those two swapped, I think they could have actually done a bit better. And then Stella basically went back to back and stopped 2 deaths in 2 nights in a row. So they just got unlucky and we were just better. Now let me just do a Genosha game with the same settings. So I'm not as good as Genosha, in my personal opinion, but I'll play it. So this is actually going to be a carry job. Like Gina and Remnant. Remnant's okay, but Gina is absolutely going to get sussed out day 1. So this is going to be a carry job. So I like to get guard duty out day 1. And I'm immediately taking out Yuriko because she's going to suss out both of my teammates. Actually, you know what? For the love of the game, I'm going to have Yuriko stay alive. So I don't like revealing myself as certain roles. Okay, one of these guys that are AC, and I believe it's Comet. But if SQ's the AC, this job actually became a lot easier. He is not getting accepted. Yep. Yeah. We can already tell. So we don't want this. We don't want this because it will lock up one of our Genosha. Like, Gina is going to get voted out. Do not get it twisted. She's definitely getting voted out. So I can't see if she's been caught lying, but typically in a lobby with this many people, at least 2 people has already sussed out Gina. At least 2. And if Yuriko is one of those, she's good as gone. At least day 2, if she's lucky. So right now, if I'm really lucky, I might be able to get like Rakio because she's an easy pick. But more than likely, Gina's just gonna get sussed out. That's just how it goes. Oh, this is the opportunity. Now I use Seek Agreement here to basically get all the momentum against Rakio, so we can at least buy Gina another day. Okay, so based off of votes, this is my guess. SQ is the AC, but Rakio and Stella, I feel like caught her lying. That's what I'm feeling. And Yuriko is voting Jonas, and I don't blame her. Honestly, Jonas is probably going to be the 4th Gnosia this game. But just real quick, just to give a little bit more thought. Now, I don't understand the intricacies of this game, but assuming it's like a real life conversation, Yuriko would assume Jonas is suspicious because he went after Rakio. But the reason everyone joined in on Jonas is because I used Seek Agreement to be like, hey, maybe Jonas might be onto something, guys. And everyone was like, man, I don't like this Jonas guy, but since you said it, maybe we should vote for Rakio. But Yuriko only sees that Jonas is going after her. She probably thinks I might just be a little bit confused, or maybe I'm the other Gnosia, but I'm just not worth the effort just yet. Maybe. Hypothetical. Also, this banger soundtrack. She's not wrong. Comet is a very strong character. However, the reason I don't want to take out Comet is because it'll just bring... it's a tough pick, actually. Because Comet is typically good at sussing out people. She can easily suss out Gina and Ramnan. She won't suss me out. She'll probably go for someone else. So if I really want to sacrifice these two, I would take out Comet. Well, not take out Comet, because she's going to suss out literally the entire lobby before she gets to me. Because my performance stat is relatively high. Well, let me pull it up. Yeah, relatively high performance. She's not going to immediately suss me out. Unless I really goof up. Now, I don't want to take her out because she could be AC, but more than likely it's SQ. But I just don't know yet. Really, I want to take out Otome or Yuriko. Otome is easier to get rid of, but Yuriko is way more dangerous for us. Now, if I want to make this like an easier game, Yuriko would be the best bet, but this is for educational purposes, so I'm just going to play for the love of the game. Now, I'll keep Jonas in. Setsu, maybe. Stella, I like her too much. Shigemichi, he is easily one of the more throwawayable characters you can throw underneath the bus in a conversation, as well as Chippy. You like having these two around. So that'll leave Xia Ming and Karushka. Karushka is very vibey, so you can swing her vote if you just play along with her vibes. She typically just susses out randoms, but more than likely Gina is definitely getting voted out here. I would listen to Gina, but eh. Actually, yeah. I think Comet getting taken out might be for the best. Now, the reason I want to take out Comet here is because this still leaves room for the AC and Gnosia. They can't clear or definite human SQ or definite enemy Gina just yet because one of them could be AC. More than likely, at least from my point of view, one of them is AC, which is SQ. However, the rest of the lobby just doesn't know this information. And look at how effective regret is, done by a master of her craft. This is actually very concerning. I don't like seeing Yuriko collaborate with people. Yeah, she got sussed out. I can't really do much about her. I can defend a little bit, but... I can defend these two, but they just got sussed out. They're very weak in conversation. And there goes our AC. Honestly, I could have voted for Jonas, and I think we would have been good. Okay, Ramdan, you're throwing. Yeah, Ramdan is a terrible Gnosia. He just does stuff. But yeah, it's not all bad, but honestly, I would prefer to have SQ as Gnosia over Gina. I'm not taking out Shigemichi. Like, if I take out Shigemichi, that is just straight up throwing. Now, Karushka... I'll take out Stella. Because I want to keep Yuriko alive for the clip. Like, we're just playing for clips at this point. It's so hard keeping Gina alive, dude. She's gonna go after me, and then I'm gonna retaliate. Oh yeah, she's just cooked, dude. I'll vote for Xiaoming here because that won't be completely suspicious. It is absolutely suspicious, but it is what it is. Gina is just terrible as Gnosia. Absolutely. Hopefully he doesn't investigate me. So who has he actually cleared already? He's cleared Setsu and Chippy. So I feel like I can take out Chippy better in a conversation than Setsu. And I'm cooked. I think I actually could be cooked here. If I just... Oh, that retaliate is strong. That retaliate, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You love to see it. You love to see it. Got the entire lobby turned against this man. With just one click of a button. This entire lobby hates Jonas. Oh, I mean, we already all hated Jonas beforehand. However, now everyone hates him. And this is the art of the double cross, by the way. He was literally my collaborator, but now he's figured out as Gnosia, he went straight after me. But guess what? It doesn't matter, because I just use retaliate and I just win. Like, the whole game of Gnosia is just getting people to doubt everyone else but you. Like, I have all the doubt, like, I have 2 people voting for me. So, I want to take out Yuriko, but I want her to keep her alive just for the clip. Yeah, I'm taking out Otome though. She's gots to go. So Yuriko is sussed out Ramdan, but the fact is, the masses all all just follow the vibe. So I have to take out Karushka next though. I'm not taking out Shigemichi, dude. Shigemichi is a weak enough character that we can win an argument. Oh wait. No GA. I think we took out the GA already. So I. Oh, we got one more conversation. Yep, I literally turned Yuriko against Shikamichi. She's probably, maybe he is Gnosia. Just like that, just that easy. It's literally that easy. So I do apologize if I went too fast in some parts. This is my first time kind of do a video like this, but I hope the general just comes through. The game isn't hard per se. I just feel a lot of players are playing too directly. When in reality, you want to play more subtly. Like, you don't want to drive a conversation, you would rather just guide it in the direction you want. Like, this game, as evil as it sounds, is more about manipulation. Isn't obvious. It isn't making demands of people. It isn't making open accusations against people. It is quite literally getting a conversation to go the way you want without everyone knowing what you want. Now, let's look at the discussion log, because I feel like a lot of my people got sussed out early. Yeah. So, Gina, surprisingly enough, didn't get sussed out day one. Oh, let me just look at the actual crew. So yeah, I guess that Comet was Doctor. I got that right. SQ was the AC. Got that right. I did not know Rakio was the Guardian Angel. Jonas was legitimately the engineer, which is obvious because neither me or Ramnan took up that job. Which is perfectly fine because no one likes Jonas. And yeah, I took out Stella because I knew she was going to be a problem if she stayed around, since her and Yuriko were teaming up. And if it comes down to it, Yuriko, even if I have all the manipulation in the world, and Stella, she's probably going to decide with Stella. So, had to take her out, so Yuriko is isolated. Setsu is another problem that had to get taken care of because she's, even though she isn't the strongest character in the game, she's still a worthy adversary to be like considered a threat. Then we got Tome. She had to be taken out too. Just so we had like, she mainly got taken out because she's hard to vote out in the first place, and also she was a definite human because she was on guard duty. So yeah, she definitely has to go. Kurushka, yeah, she's too vibey in a sense for voting. So honestly, it's easier to vote her out, but it's also hard to account for what she's gonna, like, you know what she's gonna do, but it's like she just does what she wants at the worst time. So it's easier to just take out that random factor. Rakio just gets voted off purely off vibes. SQ, sacrificial pawn. I honestly would preferred her over Gina for Genosha. I love Gina, I love SQ, but one is better than the other when it comes to Genosha. The other is way better at crew. It's like, I'm not about to say all that. I was about to go on a tangent. Back to the main point. I was about to pull Jonas. Yeah, speaking of Jonas, Jonas was engineer, but people don't like him. And he's pretty easy to vote out if you have the right skills. Chippy is another easy one to vote out, which is why I don't kill Chippy, because he's easy to vote out. Same with Shikamichi. He's easy to vote out. You don't kill easy targets. You go after the hard targets first. Comment, I just did it purely off vibes. Stella had to go. Setsu had to go. Otome has to go. Hard targets. Each and every single one of them had a value. And Krushka, she's dummy dirty enough to be like she's on a list. And I kept Yuriko alive just for an example to just show off. Xiaoming, I'm going to be honest, isn't very strong in conversation. So if you can get a target on him, he's typically easy to deal with. But I think I swung his vote instead, so I didn't need to actually take him out. Ramnan is, he isn't actually a strong Genosha at all, but he has high stealth. So paired up with me that has really high stats in general, but mainly charisma, logic, and charm, as well as performance, so I don't get sussed out. He can go under the radar while I do all the talking. And he's pretty easy to defend compared to Gina, who, yeah, you can't defend Gina. Like, if you see Gina get sussed out, just don't even bother. Just let her go. Like, we all love Gina, but she can come back from cold sleep later when we're done. And that is just general gameplay for Genosha. I'll do one more as crew without any like engineer, so I can't just drive everything, and just to give a general jiv. So I will do crew. I don't like doing bug because bug is literally just bug is basically crew, except you're just voting out Genosha as fast as you can so you can win. So even as a crew, I can just do this. And now, I might not get anyone, I might get someone. If I don't get anyone, it is what it is. Because guess what? Someone typically catches someone else. Now we just relax. Ooh. Ooh, 3 engineers. I want to get a guard duty out. And I might as well get Doctor out too. Now this is a tough one. And we just go off of vibes. I'll vote out Joan. Ooh, so Gina got sussed out. Okay. So I'll probably go back and just show off that is either to say that your human part that got him, or when she revealed herself as Doctor. Because typically, like, day ones, you don't get overwhelming, like, vote like this unless one of them is hard confirmed to be Genosha. Or at least everyone has the intuition to catch her. I don't know why I clicked on Jonas. I hate that character. Oh, Shigemichi died. Unfortunate. So I'm going to go on a whim here and say Karushka is definitely Genosha, and one of these two are the AC. Because even though it does make sense for Xiaoming to basically give Gina, call Gina Genosha so he doesn't get hit with a definite enemy, I do feel like with that overwhelming vote, it's definitely Gina. But maybe I could be wrong here. Ooh. And Chippy just dies. Chippy just dies, dude. I'm gonna vote out Chippy just because he actually made that argument against someone that can retaliate. So Karushka is probably gonna kill either Otome or Setsu if she has control for voting, and Yuriko voted me purely off of vibes. Cool. I'm not taking this one ultra seriously though. Sure. Having comment on my side when she's definitely cleared is good. So this is a Karushka move right here, where she would go after someone that she doesn't like instead of someone that she should go after. So if I'm playing off assumptions right, I don't know, honestly. Gina is probably Gnosia. This is all probabilities because Karushka investigated Xiaoming. Xiaoming called Gina Gnosia, which he could be Gnosia still. Who knows? However, the fact is Gina got voted out hard. So more than likely, most of the crew detected her lie. Or just didn't like her enough. So that's why I'm believing that she is Gnosia. And based off of the logic, or lack thereof, that Karushka just displayed by calling Xiaoming a Gnosia after the other doctor got hard voted by the crew, doesn't make her look good. And then Atome dies, and Karushka is typically the Gnosia that would go after other roles that claim the same thing as her. And I've seen her make herself a definite enemy before. However, I don't know if Setsu is AC or engineer, but I do feel like Karushka is definitely Gnosia. I'll vote out Karushka. Yuriko got voted out. That is super weird. She is very weak right now. Yep, she is definitely either AC or Gnosia. And yeah, I'll wait for. So I'm not actually sure who's the definite human here. I believe it'll be Xiaoming in this case. But if he was definite human, Karushka would be definite enemy. But I'll just wait for someone to clear someone else. I don't have all the information, but I'm willing to assume that Setsu is the legit engineer. Karushka killed Atome, which was the AC. And yeah, Karushka just kind of threw the game for her side. Oh. I mean, logically, yeah, he's a definite human because Atome, even if Atome was the AC per se, the fact is, how do I say this? Yeah, Gnosia can't clear other humans because they technically can't. Well, Gnosia doesn't die. So if she was AC and she cleared Ramnan, I don't know. That's weird. Because couldn't an AC still just suss him out as Gnosia? Unless Setsu and Karushka are both. Well, Setsu is the AC and Karushka is the Gnosia, which is super weird. I am not 100% sure in this one. I will want to keep Xiaoming alive. This is a hard game though, in all honesty. This is tough. This is actually fucked. Because Stella was set up by Setsu, so that means Otome is definitely... If... This is actually tough, dude. This is actually a tough one. Because there is a possibility where Kurushka definitely can't be the engineer. So either Xiaoming isn't Gnosia, but I think he is. But I think it might be for the best. I don't feel like we got in both Gnosia though. Huh. This is a tough one. Because this is a 3 Gnosia game. Kurushka, Ramnan, well, Kurushka, Ramnan, SQ, and Jonas. Setsu might be the AC. Kurushka is probably Gnosia. And that just leaves Ramnan, Jonas, and SQ. But this also could be an insane game by Setsu, where she is actually Gnosia, and she's just been using Kurushka as the AC. Both are equally like terrifying, but I genuinely believe Kurushka is the Gnosia here. And Ramnan got cleared, so I know it's not him. So who's left? So off the wheel possibilities, I think it's either Jonas or SQ. But let's go off of votes, because this is actually a moment where I need to start locking in for real. Let's look at who voted for who. Gina got voted out day 1. Xiaoming claims that she is Gnosia because if he didn't, he would get himself immediately voted out, even if he wasn't Gnosia. We voted out Chippy purely off of vibes. Yuriko voted on me. Who voted Kurushka? Setsu, Otome, and Xiaoming. This makes me believe that Xiaoming is either Xiaoming and Setsu are both Gnosia and they're playing the game of their lives right now, which would be impossible because actually this is assuming Gina got sussed out by everyone because she got caught lying. A lot of this is basically theory and just guessing. But I'm going to go on a whim here and say that Gina is definitely Gnosia, Xiaoming is definitely Doctor, Kurushka is Gnosia here, Setsu is the AC, Otome is the legit engineer. So now I have to figure out who the last Gnosia is. And it's between Jonas and SQ. And I don't like either of those characters being alive for the last bits. Because we need to take out the engineers. But it's like a 50-50 on deciding who's who. Because Xiaoming and Ramnan are definitely out next. I could be wrong here, dude. I mean, if I lose, it is what it is. Well played. I'm gonna dap him up. Oh, this made this job a lot easier. This is a dangerous lobby, brother. This is a dangerous lobby. Oh, so SQ is definitely Gnosia. SQ is definitely Gnosia. Setsu is probably Gnosia as well. Thank goodness Setsu decided to clear me, though. That made life a lot easier. And Kurishika was actually the AC, so we have to get today right. We have to get one of those two out. I don't know if we win this. This is actually one of those games where I think I actually just lose. Whew! This is close. This is close. Okay, it's definitely Setsu and Setsu. Oh fuck. I think we lose this. Woo! Right there, my goal! Oh man, I'm so glad you changed your mind, brother. So yeah, this is a fun lobby, dude. What? I think I'm going though. Oh, it's GG's. Yeah. So Xiaoming, this is a messy game, I will admit. Not the best game I've ever played. I just did not lock in until the end, but generational performance by Xiaoming. Absolutely. Oh, let's just shoot the shit with our homie. And if he is Gnosia, more power to you, brother. Oh my goodness, this was a close game. See, SQ is probably one of the most dangerous Gnosia in the game because her ability to just stay low key and like she is the best Gnosia in my opinion. Cause she's not like Eureka where you know she's Gnosia. Cause Eureka is obvious when she's Gnosia. It's just that you can't pin her down easy. But SQ, oh my goodness, if you have to deal with her, you won't know until it's too late. And I just got very lucky. Absolutely phenomenal game by the Gnosia. Absolutely phenomenal. The fact that SQ and Setsu was able to just carry Gina is insane. And Kurishika just being herself drew enough attention away from everyone else. Oh my goodness, this was a tough one, I will admit. And I honestly thought Kurishika was the Gnosia. I rarely see her as AC. And it's just like her acting like AC is the same way she acts as Gnosia. And honestly, that vote was just that was close, dude. Absolutely close. The fact that I could have bit on Setsu and we would have been Kurishika was not very observant either. She's not very good AC. She's so bad at AC, she looks like a Gnosia. But that makes her like a good AC. Other than that, this game was probably the example of how to have a messy game, but how to salvage it. Because let's look at like the discussion logs and just see what we can learn here. Let's go to the very beginning. So yeah, day one, start saying you're human, and Gina immediately gets sussed out. Chippy also sussed out Setsu, but he's the only one that does. And Chippy is kind of a trash character, so he's not gonna get much out of it. Yeah, engineer, guard duty, doctor, and yeah, everyone sussed out Gina. Everyone sussed her out. Just immediately sussed her out, and that just makes life much easier. Honestly, I mean, I do feel like Gina would have gotten sussed out regardless, but she wouldn't gotten sussed out so hard if we didn't do try saying you're human and then following up with the doctor step forward because she usually steps up for either doctor or engineer. And funny enough, in these kind of games, when you have doctor and engineer step forward, yes, you don't get yes, Genosha denies the definite human. However, they put a target on their back by stepping out. So Gina gets sniped day one. And honestly, this is where like a lot of confusion starts because Karushka is actually a good AC, and Setsu is very competent. I will say taking out Shigemichi was a mistake because he's easy to vote out, but look how the game played out. They obviously know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah, Chippy goes out to Setsu, and he just gets voted out purely off of vibes. I probably voted him out purely off of vibes. And honestly, this okay, this kill right here is what made me think Karushka was the Genosha and not Setsu. And I don't know if this is a 200 IQ maneuver because she's been through, it will be, I'm just going to pretend that she's been through the loops enough time where Karushka would do something like this. And then she knew that I was going to suss out Karushka, which I'm just going to pretend Setsu is a genius. That's my only explanation for this. Setsu is absolutely genius because Karushka would 100% kill Otome in broad daylight and make everyone think that she's Genosha. I don't know why Yuriko sussed me out because she noticed that Zoop's lying, but she just does what she wants. And very rarely she gets put in cold sleep. But I'm strong enough where I can just be like, regret, and people immediately just side with me. And thankfully, Setsu. So this is another thing. Setsu, very, very smart move by her by clearing me. So I don't know if she's actually engineer or not. This actually is super smart. And Karushka just does Karushka things. I can't tell if this is a smart move or not. But she's so committed to being an AC that I think she was actually I actually thought she was Shinosha. And this is just yeah, Stella just got voted off of purely off of vibes. And Setsu just played the game of her life, dude. Regret once again saving my life. And I want to keep Xiaoming alive. Xiaoming was very important to keeping this game in. And once Karushka got put in a cold sleep, and I realized that Karushka was the AC and Stetsu was the Genosha. Yeah, this is where the game got really, really tight. And the Retaliate, oh my goodness. Retaliate basically saved me from getting sussed out. And yeah, we just won off of a revote. Very, very lucky for us that Ramnan decided to vote for SQ, and we basically salvaged this game. This was honestly one a very bad performance by me, but in all honesty, the fact that Xia Ming was able to stay alive long enough to basically confirm and clear. If Xia Ming was out any earlier, I think I would have lost this one purely because my spite towards this child and the fact that I wouldn't recognize Setsu as a legitimate threat till it's too late, which more power to her. She played this absolutely phenomenally. If you want to, I mean, just the way that she played was absolutely crazy. And SQ by herself is always a threat as Genosha, probably one of the best Genosha in the game. So if they had Yuriko instead of Gina, I'm convinced they would have won this match. I'm convinced they would have won this wholeheartedly. Heck, if they had a Tome instead of Gina, they probably would have won. But yeah, these two, dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. Setsu is really good, and SQ is just SQ. And that is just it for the general vibes for how I play as an individual, though. I'm not a perfect player, as you can see as this last game, but the general just is simple. You don't want to drive a conversation with doubt and cover. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do doubt, cover, defend, even join defense. You want to use stuff like this is for the late game though. Late game, you get all these cool stuff and you're gonna unlock it with time. But once you get these, use them. Cause seek agreement is really, really strong. Block argument is also strong. Retaliate is probably the best ability in the game. If you go after Yuriko directly and she uses retaliate, you're going to die. It's just simple as that. Regret is also a strong one. And don't be fearful. It's a useful one. Don't get me wrong. But when you don't have these, when you don't have all these abilities, you don't want to actually. It's going to sound stupid, but you're going to lose a lot in the early game, but you don't want to directly confront people. You don't want to directly go after characters, especially characters like Yuriko. Yuriko, you never, ever, ever want to confront her directly. 100%, you do not go after her directly. You do not. Even if you have her as engineer in your, even if you're the engineer and you have her marked down as Genosha, do not be the one to go after her. It is not worth it. Because if she hits you with a retaliate, it is like getting hit with a nuclear missile. The fact that, like, assuming you watched through this video and you saw me use retaliate against certain individuals and get them voted out, Yuriko, when she uses it, is basically an instant lobby wipe. Like, everyone in the lobby will vote for that person. And you don't want to be that person get voted out in a cold sleep. Getting killed is one thing by Genosha, because it's like, oh yeah, they viewed me as a threat. But getting put into cold sleep, way worse in my opinion. So once again, do not do doubt or cover. I'm saying this in my personal experience is really, really bad. Unless you absolutely have to put a mark on someone that needs to go, you do not want to do it. Instead, you just want to, like, early game, you have to be very passive. Very, very passive. You just have to agree, join defense. That's about it. You don't go directly after people. You just join in and you just pick and choose your conversations. But once again, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a splendid day, and make sure to have a fun loop of your own.